Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at Reese based design and I'm not going to go into the history of how Reese base got into existence or whatever. I'm just going to show you guys how I make my own Reese bases. Yeah, let's just check it out. Now notice that this video is going to be only a small part of the full tutorial available on my Patreon, and the link for that is in my description. So if you want monthly sample packs, one-on-one sessions, mix masters, anything that you want, just subscribe to my Patreon. Okay, I'll see you there. How Reese bases basically perform is that we need a couple of really harmonically rich wavetables and they need to be interfering with each other. And that is the basics of a Reese base, because those interactions between the wavetables actually causes them to have a hovering effect, and it's just very harmonically rich and very heavy, and I like it. So for this particular tutorial I'm going to be using Serum so that everyone can follow, but I will also show another example using another synth. Normally I would do this in operator, but because so that anyone can follow in that DAW, I'm going to be using Serum. So we'll start off with a MIDI. So let's just get a MIDI and let's draw in a couple of notes. So we'll start off with something low like a E. Yeah, let's just start off with that and let's see how it sounds like. Something like that maybe. Come back to this. So yeah, maybe something like this. Right, so we have a good coverage of octaves, and this is just an init patch in Serum. Let's see how we can make about going Reese bases. So as I said, we need a harmonically rich layer, and a sawtooth layer is very harmonically rich because it has all the odd harmonics. Yeah, odd harmonics. So we're just gonna crank the unison to 2, and now we have 2 instances. But first of all, we need to make it mono, legato, and add some glide to it. So let's just add a little bit of glide. Now to get that actual hovering effect, we need to eliminate the stereo field of this oscillator. So we're going to go into the global width and drop this down to 0, and now we have something like this. So you see now the hovering effect is there, and how you maybe make it better is that simply this detune knob will decide how much hovering will take place. So if I decrease it like like that, it's slower, and if I make it more detuned, it goes faster. Okay, that is great. We can now, these are just the basics of how you can make sort of like Reese bases. Just have a harmonically rich layer with detune, right? And then maybe we can make it fatter. So I have this rack that I made up. Where is it? It's just yeah, Reese beef chain, this one, and this is what it does to the Reese base. So let's see what it is doing and how it is doing. So first of all, I'm using dynamic tube, which is just a tube distortion, and you can get a similar tube distortion by using this distortion right here in built-in Serum. But I like using the tube distortion here in Ableton because I have this biasing knob which sort of gives it this crispy flavor, which I really like. So without it, with it, I really like it. Then we have a saturator, which is just destroying the heck out of this Reese thingy. Then we have a combination of EQ3 and saturators, which are just making notches in the frequency of the respace. And what do I mean by that is we can get a similar effect by using disperser from kilohertz. And what is actually happening is that because we're using an EQ3, so the crossover points where the low band, mid band, and the high band sort of differentiate, there is a sort of phasing thing that is going on, and it gives it a sort of bubbly character. So if I disable all of these EQ3s and saturators, see what happens. This is the normal version, and this is after what we have done. Just changes the game, to be honest. And then we have a last saturator which is set on digital clip to just act like a clipper. So just simple processing, you see, without it and with it. But these are just the basics of Reese-based design. We can even go into much more detail and modulations, and we can make something that sounds a little bit like this. So if you want a tutorial on that, let me know. And yeah, this is how just I design Reese bases, and you can also start designing your very own Reese bases.